Hello everybody and welcome back to Tyrion Cuthbert, Attorney of the Arcane. Today we are starting the final case, which shares a title with the game, Attorney of the Arcane. Let's get started. In the kingdom of Wyverngard, there was a gulf between what was lawful and what was just. People suffered, people died, all on behalf of the corrupt powers that ruled over us. The Lord of Cornhaven was drunk on the power of his station. He killed his friend the moment that power was threatened. The headmaster of the academy was cruelly thrown away, forced to realize that he built his legacy on borrowed authority. He committed unforgivable acts to cling to it. To the Duke of Commerce, his people were no different than the gold within his coffers. In his hunger, he nearly sacrificed hundreds to sit upon a hollow throne. Frega's inheritor had ambitions of grandeur and had proved herself worthy. Yet she was stripped of her power all the same. It drove her to seek liberation in hell. Even the evilest of demons were not responsible for the rot within Wyverngard. They only revealed what was always there. People feared becoming prey, and that anxiety suffocated them. Reality had always demanded compromise. Some learned to numb themselves, some learned how to exploit the world's cruelty. Some felt desperate enough to sell their souls to the devil. It was a rigged game, and sometimes virtues like law or justice felt so alien that they might as well have been fiction. Even if they were, I wanted to embody those ideals all the same. Case 5. Attorney of the Arcane. Tyrion? It's almost noon. Are you going to get out of bed? I shifted under my blanket, leaving its warm embrace would surely kill me. I had to admit I couldn't spend the rest of my life in this bed. Eventually, I'd have to return to the world to do anything. But I wasn't going to knock over the first domino in that chain. Not yet. Someone is actually here to see you! I'm not interested. I'm taking another mental health day. At the rate you're going, it's going to turn into a mental health month. I get that you're feeling down, but you've got to get out there. You can't keep freeloading off of Arya. Why not? Isn't her family rich? That's a bit rude, but I suppose I can overlook it this time. It's Steelwind! My longtime rival walked into my room. I immediately rolled out of bed and fell to the floor, trying to avoid her eyeline. I had my pride, and she was the last person I wanted to see me like this. Lying on the floor, I tried my best to brush my hair through my hands. After a while, I just stood up. Tyrion! Pants! Right, sorry. Steelwind winced as she politely turned her head away. She and Celeste walked out of the room. We'll give you some time to ready yourself. That was certainly something. It's not great, but I don't know what else to do. I've just been protecting the house until he snaps himself out of it. Have there been any incidents with intruders? Nope, I expected the idea to send someone, but the streets have been quiet. Maybe they know your people are watching the house? We'll just have to hope that will be enough of a deterrent. Have you seen Ruby lately? I have. She's still practicing. I've even faced her in a few trials. I think she might be colder than usual, but it's hard to tell with her disposition. I don't know what to do. It might be best to give both of them time. A lot has happened. After taking some time to wash my face and clean my hair, I walked downstairs into my living room. Celeste and Steelwind were sitting at the dining table. Sorry about that. Who do we have here? Oh, My mentor and legal guardian, she raised me... Oh, really? Nothing? Nothing changes there? Oh. My personal bodyguard and my closest confidant. She's really the person I trust the most, and it's nice to be able to rely on someone. I always feel happier whenever she's around, and she always has this way of brightening the room she's in. She's an adept fighter and has saved my life more times than I can count. She looks really cool when she's fighting. Every fluid movement she makes looks effortless on her part. I get a little nervous whenever I look directly at her. It feels like I'm staring at the sun, or a really radiant jewel or something. She always teases me when she catches me staring at her, but she never looks mad. I don't know. And then these. It's an attorney's runestone. It proves that you're a certified attorney. It does, doesn't it? Aww. Let me see what the fuck's in my house. Oh! Remember when I helped you move this bed from the flea market? Right. I recall her doing most, if not all, of the work. I didn't even know that carrying a bed frame single-handedly was humanly possible. She didn't even take out the mattress. A stairway led to the second story of my home. I hadn't cleaned up the upper floor in a while. It would probably be best to make sure Steelwind didn't wander up there. It was a fantasy novel that I'd been reading through. I've had a lot of free time to read through my collection. Did you read that mystery novel I lent you? I did, but I kind of guessed the twist from the beginning. What? How? The author called a lot of attention to the vials she dropped. It was pretty obvious the nurse accidentally switched them. Is this supposed to be a reference to Knives Out? But it sounded like he must live to never be surprised. I think I've had enough surprises for the time being. Damn, we don't have any magic in our house. Okay. Hi, Arya. How are you doing, Mr. Cuthbert? You seem... I'm fine. Of course. I just couldn't help but notice your absence. You haven't taken on any other clients since Beatrice's trial. I'm not even sure if I'm going to practice law anymore. What? I only did this because Timora told me to, and now my words trailed off. Did you not enjoy it? You were very skilled at it. I know, but I need more time to think about this. Have you considered becoming a prosecutor? You did a remarkable job of prosecuting Beatrice. If she'd asked me that last year, I'd just laugh at her offer. But Beatrice showed me that there were criminals that needed to be brought to justice. Steelwind was an iron wall of an attorney. She never had to exploit the system like the other prosecutors of the Crown did. Following her example might not be a bad idea, but part of me was also tired of following in someone else's footprints. I'll think about it. No, that's a lot. Have your injuries been healing well? Yes, Nightgrave's skill in necromancy is quite remarkable. I'm glad I introduced him to House Asclepius. Asclepius? House Asclepius specializes in the study of necromancy. After Nightgrave's expulsion from the academy, I thought it was only right that he be allowed to continue his studies. Right! He mentioned that he owed you a favor. It was only logical. It would be a waste to let someone of his talents fade into obscurity. Even after everything that had happened at the academy, he was still following his own path. Even so, should you still be moving around like that? You should take some time off to recover. As much as I would like to, there's been a recent uptick in cases of mage blight lately. Mage blight. I recalled hearing about that many times. If a mage exceeded their stamina by overusing their magic, it would cloud their mind and send them into a violent frenzy. The nobility has been trying to suppress information about these incidents. If I'm not there, there's no one to keep the Inquisition from capitulating to their demands. I was actually surprised to see you here, Celeste. Well, I can't just leave him alone anymore. He ticked off a criminal overlord. They're definitely going to send someone after him. He can't really take care of himself right now. Your thoughts are leaking. Get out of my head! What? It's nothing. I am surprised, though. Not many people slight the Eye Taker and live. He's been known for taking swift retaliation against his enemies. We're hoping he's laying low after his plan with Beatrice fell through. Either that, or Ruby's doing what she can to protect him. Supposedly, he's been absent from many of his enterprises. Either way, he'd need to be dealt with eventually. By the way, Tyrion, Ruby sent another letter. Do you want to? Put it with the rest. Right. Have you spoken to her since the trial? Could we talk about something else? Of course, my apologies. Oh, the tea's ready! Oh, thank you. Some tea sounds lovely right now. Right. I was totally making it for you guys. She trotted to the kitchen, taking out 2 more cups of tea out of one of my cabinets. Okay. What? I hope that she was making that before Arya came. But, like... I don't know, it's Celeste, it seems kind of rude to make tea only for yourself without asking your guest. So, like, I'm hoping you started making it before Arya came. You guys better enjoy this. These are my last bags of... Ah! She was carrying the cups of tea to us. She stumbled and slipped on a scroll case lying on the floor. She caught herself, but the teacup slipped out of her hands. The boiling liquid was airborne, and it was heading right toward my face. Fig aqua! Celeste's index finger shot to point at the airborne tea. Her magic took hold, and the molten tea froze just inches from my face. She let out a sigh, and slowly started to twist her hand. She magically guided the tea back into their cups. You really need to clean this place. I'm your bodyguard, not your maid. Right. Sorry about that. That was shaped liquid, wasn't it? Yeah. This... Oh, I never expected you to. I know, but it's just too convenient not to have, and my expertise is transmutation. She's really opened her mind about learning new spells. I remember when I first met her. She only knew how to cast Mage Blade. She hated her magic back then. I never imagined how diverse her repertoire would become. There was another knock at the door. I could have really done without all the visitors today. I'm already up, I'll answer it. Well, whoever they are, I'm not giving up any more of my lotus tea. I looked through the people. It didn't look like anyone else was there. I slowly opened the door. A chain kept it partially locked. No one was on the street, but there was a letter in my mailbox. I quickly snatched it before shutting the door. It was an envelope sealed with candle wax. There was a crest on it. It was the insignia of House Pierce! I quickly opened the letter and read it. Despite clearly being written by Pierce, the paper had been torn in half, but the message was clear. I hope you understand. I would have never contacted you unless I had no other choice. I know the truth behind McCoy's true parentage, and I'm well aware of how vital this information is to you. As you know, my execution is scheduled for next month. I'm running out of time. I want to trade this information with you. In exchange, you will grant me my freedom. Meet me in my private prayer room within the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord at 2 p.m. You will save me from my fate or else. What? Obtained evidence. A letter from Garrick Pierce. Yeah, that. If he thinks for a second that we'd ever think of helping him... I know how you feel, but aren't these the answers you've been looking for? I don't care! We're not going to help him! That was never an option, but there's clearly more to this. I agree. I was able to find out in the first place. The truth is, Celeste, I've also been looking into your parentage. What? I'm sorry for not telling you, but I didn't want to raise your hopes. Even with the resources available to me, I couldn't find any information regarding your birth. So if you couldn't find anything, how was Pierce able to? House Pierce is low on the political hierarchy. He shouldn't have access to the resources I do. He was ruling lord of the land the McCoy Tavern is on. That's true, but I still find this whole situation is quite suspect. And why would he ask for my help? I was the one who indicted him in the first place. Even if I did agree to help him, it would be nearly impossible for me to get him an acquittal. It would be a conflict of interest. He must be desperate. His execution is scheduled for next month, after all. It's possible that he reached out to Tamora as well. I can't believe he'd set up a meeting at the Grand Cathedral today of all days. What? What's happening there? I'm sorry, but it's not my place to tell you. Arya, can I talk with Tyrion for a minute? Of course. I'm sure you have much to discuss. I should also start heading to the cathedral today. I can't believe he'd use what happened as an opportunity. Good luck. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is just bringing up bad memories for you. We should meet with him. Are you sure? We're not going to help him, obviously, but I had an idea. He's probably really scared of his execution, right? He's even desperate enough to ask for your help. I suppose that's true. So think about how stressed he would be if you showed up and refused to help him. I could use the Eye of Horus on him. We can get the info we need without having to give him anything. But are you really okay with this? You'll have to see him again. I'll manage. It'll be worth it if we can finally get the answers I'm looking for. This letter had already gotten her hopes up, but there was no guarantee that he actually knew anything. I was worried about how this might affect her, but it was ultimately her decision. She did a lot for me. This was the least I can do. So this is the Grand Cathedral of the Scaled Lord? Have you never been here before? The Church of Bahamut wasn't that popular in my hometown, and I've never been the religious type. What about you? It never really caught on with me. Apparently my roots tie to the Celestials. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. He certainly has the looks for it. Thoughts are leaking again. Can you stop? I can't exactly turn it off, you know. Do those mental exercises I told you about. I'm a little annoyed that you've been looking into my mind for the last few months without telling me. It's not something I can tell people about recklessly. You and Tamora are the only ones who know. Wait, I'm at the same level as Ruby? Right now you're much higher than her. Okay. That seemed to add a cheerful stride to her step. We approached the gates of the Grand Cathedral. There was a large blockade walling off the entrance. A large crowd of sightseers had gathered around the gates. It's closed off. Is there some kind of event going on? I recalled Steelman mentioning that she was heading here as well. The nobility must have been using the cathedral grounds for some kind of private event. It might explain why Pierce wanted to meet us here. It was probably It was probably secluded from prying eyes today. Tyrion, Cuthbert! As we approached the blockade, one of the knights noticed us. He looked at Celeste and me up and down. What you been expecting, you? I see. I exchanged glances with Celeste. She raised her eyebrow at me. I just shrugged. We went past the gate and into the cathedral. The walls of the cathedral the cathedral nave towered high. The afternoon sun shone through the stained glass near the ceiling. It definitely inspired awe, but like most things, it was a grim reminder of an excess that commoners would never see. The pews of the cathedral looked like they could host hundreds of people at a time, but it was completely empty, save for a few people standing near the altar. Aside from the servants, most of them were quite familiar. They were all speaking in hushed whispers. I spotted Leaf and Miriam as we walked into the room. They both avoided eye contact with us, understandable considering how I'd indicted their sister. As soon as they spotted us, they moved their conversation elsewhere. In another corner of the room, I spotted Von Sanctus and Sybil. I always seemed to spot them together. Maybe they were friends. As soon as we began approaching them, Von Sanctus flashed us a quick look of disdain. He and Sybil moved their conversation away as well. And finally there was Prosecutor Steelwind and her father, along with the two princes, although there was someone speaking to them that I didn't recognize. When he noticed us, his face darkened. He stared the two of us down. The Crown Prince especially seemed surprised to see us here. He and Lucio said something to Arya, but I couldn't hear it from where we were. When she responded, Aster's eyes widened and Lucio's narrowed. "This is a little awkward." "It is, but we have some time before our meeting with Pierce. This is my first time here. Do you want to do some sightseeing?" "Oh, are you asking me out?" "We are literally already out." "Sure, why not? I picked up this map from the entrance." Obtained evidence. Map of the Grand Cathedral. It's a map of the cathedral grounds. I'm kind of curious about why they're all here. It was strange. Guess I'll look at the map. Common room, garden, prayer room, balcony, high speakers, quarters. Ah! Presenting your room service anyways, Mr. Cuthbert? It's a bit of a habit. Yeah? Okay. Thank you. It's a bit of a habit, but maybe I should stop. Don't! You always look so excited when you show it to people. I don't even know what this thing means to me anymore. I mean, it's still useful. We can take pictures and write notes about things other than crime scenes. That was an option? There are rows upon rows of seats for worshippers to sit at. At full capacity, this room could probably host thousands of people at a time. Same thing? Yeah. It's a stained glass window. A small ray of sunlight is shining through it. I think I saw Celeste, what? No. I think I saw Arya over there. We should go say hi. Are you sure? As we approached the group, both the Grand General and the unnamed noble didn't break their gaze with Celeste. Hello? How the fuck do you get your beard like that, good sir? How do you do, fellow blonde? The nobleman's eyes went to me and then to Celeste. He scanned the both of us, saying nothing. He then walked away without a word. Rude! Mr. Cuthbert and Miss McCoy, I'm surprised to see you here. What? I thought you were the one who invited them. I'm sad to say that I didn't. Although, I am happy to see you two nonetheless. What brings you to the Grand Cathedral today? We were actually invited by another noble. We have a meeting with him. What? None of the people here are allowed to invite guests. Why didn't the guards stop you? Oh, they said they were expecting us. What? It was Lord Pierce who invited them. Pierce! That little... And to think I granted his request for temporary release. I'm sure he meant no disrespect, Baz. He probably had his reasons. How can you say that? This is the day of your... He stopped himself and cleared his throat. He thinks because he's a dead man that he has nothing to lose. I'll be sure to correct that. I have to ask, why are all these nobles gathered here? You've taken over the entire cathedral. Everyone seemed to tense up at that. I'm sorry, but I'm not at liberty to tell you that. It's a matter of public safety. I see. It was a little strange, but I could read the room. I said nothing. You said that Lord Pierce invited you. For what reason? I can't really tell you that. You will tell us if it poses a threat to the nobles in attendance. Please, Grand General. There's no need for that. If Mr. Cuthbert would never do anything to put anyone's life in danger, except maybe his own. As you wish, your Majesty. Is this the reason why Pierce asked for temporary release? So Pierce was temporarily released to attend whatever this was. I could have met with him in his cell. Why would he pick such a strange location? Lady Steelwind, Your Majesty, the High Speaker is ready to speak with you. Oh, Steelwind's face ran red as it usually did around the Crown Prince. Her eyes darted around the room. Wonderful. I've been looking forward to this all day. Shall we go together, Miss Steelwind? Yes, Your Majesty. She would like to accompany you. We shouldn't keep him waiting. Okay. Scaled Lord. How does she plan to marry him if she can't even get a word out in his presence? Seriously? I also have something important to do. Good day to you all. Okay. The little prince trotted out of the room. His head held high. Alliteration. Isn't that the washroom? I like Alaric. He's cute. I'm adopting him. He's my son now. I will be taking my leave as well. But make no mistake. My men will be keeping an eye on you two. Yeah. The room was empty now. It was time to move somewhere else. Common room. Oh, this is where the thing at the end of the first case. What are you doing here? Did you follow us? Not intentionally. Trust me, you're the last person we wanted to see today. If they're here by chance, it is because the cosmic balance wills it so. Anyways, I owe a lot of them. You do? What did she mean by that? Hey, have a runestone? It's your turn as runestone. I'm glad you've been keeping it in good shape. Be grateful. You only have access to such sophisticated artificer because of my house's ingenuity. I've been to Arcaris, Lloyd. I'm aware that you stole your designs from them. Go off. The sunlight was shining through this glass window. That's all. A ceramic altar was at the end of this room. There were candles on top of it, made out of pure gold. Okay. That's all, I guess.
Arcane.
Okay. What did you mean when you said that you owed us? You played your role well. Your actions have brought to light the crimes of William and Lloyd. Nothing has been proven legally, yet it was evidence in every other aspect. You disgusting cur. Oh, she doesn't like him. Okay. Her thoughts were livid, but her demeanor remained blank. You and William paid off the representatives within my House of Lords. You two made a complete mockery of everything that my noble house has stood for. And for what? So you could temporarily snatch power away from the Steelmans? I was merely thinking about the future of my house. You know Lucio can't be trusted. He executed Lady Ophelia, his own wife. The Grand General executed his wife? Is that what really happened to her mom? He was carrying out his duty. Ophelia committed a crime that demanded absolution. I understand that you cared for her, but you're spitting on her memory by using her to justify your actions. Enough. I've had enough. To mourn for today. Your Grace, this has to have opened your eyes to the corruption of the justice system. You have the power to change it. You have to do something to fix it. How dare you take advantage of her poor mood to plant your insidious ideas? Why the outrage, Lloyd? Should he have given you and William credit for the idea? Mr. Cuthbert, have you ever heard of the saying that justice is blind? Yes, I guess so. That saying isn't correct. Justice isn't blind, it must be kept blind. I'm sure I must look like a naive and blind fool to you. The truth is I've had my own suspicions of William and Lloyd for years. Every instinct in my body has been screaming that they were plotting behind our backs. What? However, I could never definitively prove it, not even to myself. Humans are inherently flawed. It is our very nature. What many refer to as instinct is simply the drive for an individual's own survival. I would not be arrogant in saying that House Sybil holds the most power among the four pillars. I don't know, I think the guy in charge of the literal military and is currently marrying his daughter off to the crown prince is like just a bit more powerful than you. You know. We oversee the exchange of resources between the houses. We authorize the movement of our forces. The other pillars are the arms and legs of Isengard, but House Sybil is its beating heart. To put my finger on the scales of justice would be to disrupt the harmony of our system. It would disrupt the cosmic balance. I like your orb. It's cool. What are you talking about? What even is this cosmic balance? It's the natural order of the world. It is the guiding philosophy of House Sybil. It is the belief that everything naturally progresses towards something better. So you just expect things to get better without having to do anything. The people of the kingdom are suffering because of your inaction. My inaction? You place the blame on me, but what about you? You were once a champion of your so-called justice, but you've stopped your work as a defense attorney. Yeah, because I'm depressed. How many lives could you have saved in the month that you spent on vacation? I've been depressed. It's not his responsibility to clean up your mess. You have no much idea how much he suffered doing this. You're right. You shouldn't bear that kind of responsibility alone. Every commoner has the ability to learn and practice law as you do, Mr. Cuthbert. So why are you one of the few commoners that do so? From what I've heard, you're one of the few people who defends mages of the common folk. Every other attorney wouldn't even consider taking them as clients. Perhaps the problem lies in the common folk, then. Are you fucking... Okay, no, don't put this on normal, everyday people. They're fully capable of rising to defend the innocent, yet they do nothing. Your Grace, you have to do something. You have more power than possibly anyone else in the kingdom. You have a voice. That's precisely why I can't act so recklessly. A power like mine can't be invoked so clumsily. I must trust that the system my family has built will allow the cosmic balance to guide us to a better tomorrow. The rules must be followed, otherwise, there would be nothing separating us from the animals. I choose to have no voice, because it is my responsibility to make sure that everyone else has one. And what about the Duke of Finance? Look how easily he bent your system to his own ends. People like you are part of the system as well. Akin to white blood cells in an organism, you sought out the infection and corrected it. It was only out of sheer luck. Do you have any idea how badly William's plot could have ended if it had gone any other way? I'll admit that the House of Lords was far more valuable than I expected, and I'm sincerely thankful that you brought it to light. The system isn't perfect, but incidents like this allow us to prevent such abuse from happening in the future. Like a species evolving over history, like a stream smoothing out the edges of a stone, the cosmic balance will bring us to a better future. That said, while I choose not to have a voice, I think yours could be of great help to us. Shortly after her indictment, Lady Beatrice made a plea deal with Prosecutor Steelwyn. Her evidence and testimony have allowed us to arrest several seat members within the House of Lords. There are many vacant seats now. Would you be interested in having one, Mr. Cuthbert? What? Coraline, you can't be serious. I've realized that the House of Lords could use a lot more oversight, something I think you can provide. Of course, I need to consult the other representatives, but I think they'll agree. I'll give you some time to think about this. Wait, Coraline! The Minister of Justice ignored him and left the room. The Duke of Commerce chased after her frantically. Wow, I wasn't expecting that. The idea's ridiculous. I kind of understand her worldview in a way. What, she's just using that cosmic balance nonsense as an excuse to do nothing. But think about what it's like to have that much power. Everything you do could potentially affect the entire kingdom. Imagine being responsible for the lives of millions of people. Now imagine nobles like William, Lucio, and Von Sanctus all trying to manipulate you to get what they want. I don't blame her for not trusting herself to use that power. I don't agree with her, but I'm just saying that I understand where she's coming from. You probably know it better than anyone else. The right thing to do isn't always so plain and simple. I'll admit that she does seem sincere in trying to do right by the kingdom. And I suppose auditing the House of Lords would be a simple thing with the Eye of Horus. Are you going to take her offer? I just sighed and scratched my head. My problems were always with Wyvern Guard's justice system. There was a lot of good I could do if I had a seat at the table, but at the same time, was I really going to jump headfirst into this? It's a lot. I'll have to sit on it for a while. Coraline, wait! Are you seriously going to put that boy in the House of Lords? He admitted that he's a cleric of the theocracy. He can't be trusted. Shut up, Lloyd. What? Coraline, You and William orchestrated the death of hundreds of innocent people behind my back, and yet you feel nothing. What is wrong with you? Well, it was William's idea. Don't give that trite. You've been like this since we were children. You always lick the boot of whoever you think is strongest, and hide behind them like a sniveling child. I may not use my voice, but you just parrot whoever is willing to put up with you. I don't. I can see the truth even if you can't. You aligned yourself with William because you were too much of a coward to go against him. You justified it, using your little vendetta against Lucio. All because the Grand General executed Ophelia, the one you never had the balls to even try to win the heart of. You are pathetic, and I personally hope the House of Lords votes to dismantle House Von Sanctus piece by piece. I will not make the mistake of trusting you again, Lloyd. Move. Cathedral Garden. Why is there a party hat on the pony? Oh, on the pony, on the unicorn. Pegasus, because of his wings. We explored the pathways surrounding the cathedral. They had created a garden around them. Jesus. They were filled with flowering hedges, trimmed with the same reverence they held for the scaled lord. Celeste walked over to the nearby marigolds and plucked one of them. She turned its stem thoughtfully between her fingers. The petals shone brightly, its golden radiance only rivaled by their reflection in her eyes. Are you okay? She suddenly looked at me. I realized I was staring. Sorry. I really had a lot I needed to figure out. I cleared my throat as I quickly walked past her, but I froze as I came across a peculiar statue. Wow, that's a little out of place. What even is it? If my memory is correct, it's a Pegasus. Hello, friends! Beatrice and Tracker stood up from a nearby bench. I didn't even notice them. Beatrice was carrying a leash which Tracker used to guide her to us. She seemed to be staring past me, her only turning her head to face in our general direction whenever we spoke. She was followed by Eris, who was looming behind her. Hello, Eris. Eris flashed me a blank smile as I noticed her. Beatrice, aren't you supposed to be dead? I meant to say locked up, but... No, it's perfectly understandable. You of all people know what was on my blood contract. But it appears the Empress of Discord isn't going to kill me just yet. What did that say? What did that say? Is that really necessary? What? Wait, you know? You know of her? Okay, that's cool. Never mind. Beatrice's sisters followed behind her. Their eyes never met mine. They didn't seem hostile, but all things considered, I preferred their company over the two pillar heads. The eldest Frigga looked down somberly. She didn't look defeated. It was something else. Was it dread? Is that your Tony's runestone? Why are you presenting it to me? I present it to everybody. Iris did tell me about that. She kept calling it a badge for some reason. Y'all think Eris has played Ace Attorney? And that's why she's so interested in Tyrion? Why do you call it a badge? You wouldn't understand. The meaning is beyond your understanding. Okay. What is this thing, by the way? You called it a Pegasus earlier. It's a creature of divine origin. Many people believe that the angels of the upper planes rode these creatures into battle. I see. Do you feel some kinship to it? I can only feel its suffering. What? Its face is contorted into an expression of pure agony. It screams out in terror, yet no one can hear its pleas for mercy. Queen, I think he's broken. Someone ignorant of its plight has placed some side of feigned party hat upon its head. It's as if they are mocking its torment, like some kind of demon torturing a poor soul in the fields of Avernus. What are you even saying? I'm sorry. I need to take a moment to think about what I've just witnessed here. We all should. Alright, Tyrion, you go do that. Anything else? No.
Arcanum.
Okay, let's talk. So, you seem to be doing well. All things considered. Right, I suppose you'd expect me to be wallowing in self-pity, crying over the demon that now has ownership of my soul. Nine hells haven't born. I can't stand it when you look at me like that. You know, my offer still stands. I can try to help you. At the risk of your own soul? Which part of the contract would you dispute anyway? I couldn't answer. I've been combing through her blood contract for the last month. Thought of every single attack. There was very little room for interpretation. Believe me, I've had years to look over it, but it's impossible to break. I'm sorry. Don't be. You defeated me. I won't suffer your pity. We always meet in the strangest places, Eris. What are you doing here? I requested to accompany Beatrice to this event. After all, I don't have many opportunities to enter a church like this. I can imagine. By the way, is your father still... Oh, if you're worried about him, we've already had a conversation about you. I don't think he'll be accosting you anytime soon. Oh, thank you. I killed him. That sounds too good to be true. How'd you pull something like that off? He may look like a hardened criminal, but he's always had a soft spot for his family. He also owed me, and I have a way of making people see things my way. Beatrice just scoffed when she heard that. Wait, if you're here, does that mean Maranoth is also... Oh, hell no. They'd never let me bring him here, of all places. He's being guarded by the King's Guard near the entrance. If he tries to escape, that knight over there was ordered to kill me. She gestured toward a knight who was silently watching all of us from afar. You're surprisingly calm about this. I've regularly dealt with demons. This is nothing in comparison to that. You've really changed a lot. Considering how I was before, I'll take that as a compliment. Wait, if Maranoth isn't here, how did you know which statue I was looking at? It was a lucky guess. That grotesque statue certainly makes an impression on you. Oh, Maranoth just spoke with me. He wanted me to let you know that he can smell your celestial stink from the entrance. Love you too, Maranoth. I'm not going to repeat his response to that. I've been meaning to ask, during the trial, you and Maranoth kept calling me Heavensborn. What does that mean? Do you know about my abilities? What? Do you seriously not know? You know how to use Divine Edict? It's a very advanced spell. I really don't understand it myself, but I learned it after solving a riddle on the Earrings of Vitality. Of course you did. Anyways, I'm quite surprised you don't know about your lineage. Maybe my mother knew, but I lost her when I was really young. I see. You have my condolences. But to answer your question, Heavensborn is a human whose bloodline has been touched by the gods. I'm assuming you're not talking about the Scaled Lord. No, I'm speaking of the actual gods. Beatrice, you can't say that here! Oh, come off it. What's the church going to do? Arrest me? Fair. Anyway, your blood has been touched by the celestial of the upper planes. Much like my soul is tainted and tied to the abyssal hells, your soul is consecrated by the heavens. So I am a cleric then. You are much more than a cleric. Your kind is nearly extinct. You're an ASMR. That's what that is, right? Let me search it up. Hold on. Yeah. Yep. He's an ASMR. Or however you pronounce it. And make no mistake, if you find yourself under the wrong circumstances, even you can be sent to hell. Are there really that few Heavensborn? What about the theocracy to the west of us? Much like mages, the power of the Heavensborn is passed through bloodlines. Many of those bloodlines have been lost over Lumina's history. Some were lost in the previous wars. Some strayed from the path and were ended by the theocracy themselves. Ended by the theocracy itself. And many were ended by the Celestials' enemies. Why is Wyverngard going to so much trouble to hide this from everyone? The theocracy has been this kingdom's enemy since it was created. The Luminites' greatest weapon is their faith. Wyverngard has always feared that faith would infect the people like a sickness and destroy Wyverngard from within. So like always, it's all about control. It also runs contrary to the Church of Bahamut. The ancient dragons are also an enemy of heaven. They've done their best to wipe out any religions that worship the Celestials. I see. If your bloodline is blessed by the Celestials, does that mean our kids will also be Heavensborn? I suppose so. I think my mother was also a... I paused for a moment, processing what she just said. I asked if your kids will be Heavensborn. Oh. What was I thinking? Wow. If only it were that easy. Anyways, I'm a little curious about the theocracy of Lumina. Frankly, I'm surprised that there's even one Heavensborn living in Wyverngard. How did your bloodline ever even find its way here? I suppose I don't really know. My mother never told me much about our ancestry. That makes sense. If the Church of Bahamut knew what you were, they would have definitely hunted you down. And the last thing I needed was another faction that wanted to kill me. Anyways, travel into and out of Wyverngard is technically illegal, and I doubt Lord Steelwind would make an exemption for you. After all, House Steelwind suffered the most during the Great Luminite War. Lucio might as well be a veteran of that conflict. Veteran? Vet! Oh no! No, I hate the vet! I'm not going! You'll never take me alive! We all watched as Tracker frantically ran through the garden, trampling several flowers and barking loudly. Leaf chased after him as he began accosting a passing knight. I should go help her. Bye, Miriam. It's almost 2 p.m. anyways. We should head to the prayer room. Thanks for answering my questions, Beatrice. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help you with this Empress of Discord. She's closer than you think. There's nothing you can do. Try not to look so defeated. It's almost time for the main event. Why did you bring me here? Oh, who knows? Whatever you're planning to make me do, please don't make me harm my sisters. You're in no position to make demands. You'll just have to wait and see for yourself. Stay safe, Heavensborn. Menus. I want to see my evidence. I want to see the people. What? Oh, we do have leave. The eldest sister of the Fager family has successfully proved that she murdered William Fager during her trial. Her soul now belongs to a demon known as the Empress of Discord. I wish there was a way to help her. Garrick, the leader of how he's ruling the world. Why is... Okay. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Wait, does Tracker still say the thing? That he's the bestest boy? The bestest boy who ever bested a boy. Tracker, my beloved. Are you ready? No, are you ready? Yeah. At least, I hope so. You can stand guard outside if you want. I only need a few moments to look into his mind. No, I'm the one who asked you to do this. I'm not going to leave you alone with him. Tyrion? Yeah? Thank you for coming here with me. It really means a lot. Honestly, I think I just needed an excuse to leave the house. It's not just this. You're always looking out for me. You got me acquitted. You helped me see the truth behind my dad. It feels like I can never repay that. What are you talking about? For the past few months, all I've been doing is relying on you. Celeste, I was going to tell you something at the Lord's Ball. Oh? I didn't really know how to say it, but... Wait, we're talking about this now? I feel like something always happens, so, I took a deep breath. Celeste, the words trailed off. Celeste, you're very, damn it all, it was happening again. Come on, I knew what I wanted to say, and I was fairly certain she felt the same way. I took one last breath. Air filled my lungs. My heart was pounding. Sweat was beginning to form under every crevice of my suit. But I pushed everything from my mind. The fear, the anxiety, the hesitation from leaping over the chasm. I steeled my resolve. I was Tyrion motherfucking Cuthbert. I wouldn't let anyone stand in my way. Man, king, or god. But most of all, myself. Celeste McCoy, I love... Steelwind? Arya? How long have you been standing there? Are you serious? Right now, Arya? Well, I knew you'd be around here this time. I'm so sorry. I didn't know what to do and froze. I wanted to wish you luck, but then you two seemed to be in the middle of something. I was going to leave, but then I got worried I'd draw attention to myself. Don't stop on my account. I'll just get out of your way. As she skidded away, I saw something fall out of her pocket. It was her runestone. Oh, Arya, you dropped something! As Celeste went to pick it up, she accidentally activated it. An image of some evidence appeared for a brief moment, but Arya quickly snatched it from Celeste's hands. Wait. Is that why everyone's gathered here today? Celeste, don't just invade her privacy like that. Don't be like that. I'm really happy for you. Thank you. Good luck? Part of me really wanted to know what you saw, but one of us had to exercise some self-restraint. Any winds I had in my sails were gone. There's nothing left to push me forward. She just silently walked over to me and planted a kiss on my cheek. I jumped back. My hands went to where her lips had made contact. She just swayed playfully and giggled as she watched the embarrassed look on my face. Tyrion, I already know. You do? Then... but I'm still not saying it before you do. What? You've been stringing me along for a month. That's what you get. No, he's been depressed for a month. Fine, I guess that's fair. Looked at the time. The time of the meeting was approaching. We're going to be late. It's fine. There's always next time. Honestly, this next part would be far easier than saying those words. I straightened my tie and wiped the sweat from my brow before entering the prayer room. Ah, you finally arrived. I suppose this means you've finally decided. What? You two? We got your letter. Letter? What letter? You sent us a letter, Pierce. It said that you knew who Celeste's parents were. I did send that letter, but not to you. What? What's going on? And so the final act begins. Please, Grand General. I think you're overreacting. I'm sure this is just a practical joke. The Grand General ignored him and continued taking swings at the force field with his great axe. Lucia, you are well aware that you can't destroy this cage with brute force. This accursed spell. It's a nuisance every time I come across it. You! What are you doing away from your post? The knight said nothing in response. He left the room through the east exit. What? They're suspicious. Where are they? Of all the times for those two to disappear. You don't think she's trying to escape, do you? Honestly, I wouldn't put it past. Hey, I don't know what to fucking do for this voice. Lord Asclepius, did you find Beatrice? I didn't, but there's something else. Someone just trapped His Majesty in a force cage. What? Oh no, did Beatrice... Is force cage even in her compendium? Either way, I think it's safer if we reconvene with the others in the nave. The King's Guard are forming a perimeter while they wait for the force cage to disappear. We'll be safe there. She'll be fine. She always is. I suppose you're right. Tracker, let's go. Tracker said nothing. He was growling at the pathway leading north. Tracker! I said let's go! I smell evil rats. You can chase the rats after the funeral. Let's go. Yes, Queen. I love Tracker. The fucking side-eye this man does. The Duke and the Minister turned the corner and fled to the common room. Their assailant wasn't far behind. But hopefully they'd lost her. No, this must be some mistake. I know Miss Theowind. She would never do this. We can think about that later. We can't think about that now. We'll just have to hope that she won't think to look here. Lloyd tried to check Coraline for any wounds, but she just slapped his hand away. Lloyd, just teleport away. Choose a place where your mage blade won't hurt anyone. I'm not leaving you alone with her. Do you think your recklessness will earn my forgiveness? Just go. Damn it all, she's coming. Arya Steelwind turned the corner and stood at the room's north entrance. She walked towards the two Pillar Lords with a word or hint of emotion. Arya, please. I don't know what your father told you, but there has to be another way. We don't need to give in to our primal urges. You're just another bloodthirsty Steelwind. You barbarians have no place in our kingdom. Lloyd, look out! Coraline tackled Lloyd as she foresaw an attack from behind. The crossbow bolt that would have pierced Lloyd's heart if she hadn't acted. Instead, the bolt pinned itself in the back of Coraline's shoulder. Coraline! It's fine. I can heal this. Well, we can't have this, can we? The shooter stepped into the room from the south entrance, crossbow in hand. Arya had done a wonderful job of driving the two of them here. Damn it all! Is this your accomplice? Show us your face, you coward! The assassin said nothing and aimed his crossbow at the two of them. Lloyd stayed silent, but suddenly started breathing more heavily and haggardly. The Duke of Commerce turned around and tackled Arya to the ground. Again, her face was blank. She didn't seem to be bothered at all. All she did was struggle to break the Duke's grip on her. The assassin was about to shoot, but cursed under his breath once Arya was brought into the line of fire. It wasn't her time yet. She needed to live through this. Lloyd cursed at himself. Even he was wondering what he was doing, as if his body had moved on its own. For that matter, why had he refused to teleport away, as Coraline asked? He had a bunker specifically designed for this. No one would have blamed him. He wasn't meant for combat. Those thoughts were spinning around his head, but they were being pushed away, overridden by something he had never felt before. Coraline, run! Get away from here! But... Go! The minister hesitated, but her survival instincts won over in the end. She ran past Lloyd, who was keeping Arya pinned to the ground. She cried as she ran in terror. The assassin leveled his crossbow at her. The Duke growled in defiance. He shoved Arya away and formed a cross with his arms. To protect! A thin stone layer suddenly formed to cover the entirety of the Minister of Justice's body. The crossbow bolt whistled past Lloyd, but it bounced off of Coraline's hardened skin. She had gotten away. Stone skin doesn't require concentration, does it? Not bad. Lloyd, I don't know what the fuck this is. Who the hell are you? The assassin flicked his head towards the hallway that Coraline ran to. Arya immediately stood up. Arya, enter. I'll handle the Duke. Without a word, Arya sprinted from the common room to pursue her prey. The assassin just shook his head in disbelief as he leisurely began to load another bolt into his crossbow. Scale Lord Lloyd? Fuck, I'm gonna make him southern. Scale Lord Lloyd? When did you grow a spine? What do I have to fear from you? I'm Lloyd von Sanctus, the Duke of Commerce and Master of Abjuration. So come on, it's time you learned your place, you wretch. For the first and last time in his life, Lloyd von Sanctus stood his ground. Come on, just tell us the truth, Pierce. You are the last person I would give this information to. He was getting more and more stressed, and it was even easier than last time. Just a little more and I would... A crash rang out from outside. What was that? I'm just going to take a look. Stay here and keep the door closed. What? Are you just going to leave us here? He's right. We don't know what's going on. We should stay together. Don't worry. There are 2 guards outside, and they're from the King's Guard. You'll be fine. That's not what I'm worried about. Trust me, Tyrion. When have I ever lost a fight? She had a point. Fine, just be careful. Yeah. What? It had been almost 10 minutes since Celeste went to investigate the noise. I wanted to open the door and check on her, but she told me to keep the door closed. The last time I disobeyed her orders, I got taken hostage and made her job 10 times more difficult. Pierce seemed extremely on edge. He was sitting at one of the tables and impatiently tapped on the wood with his fingers. So, you never intended to send that letter to me. Who did you send it to, then? Oh, as if I would ever tell you that! Luckily for me, he had accumulated enough stress by now. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Even if I wasn't the intended recipient. You said that you knew who Celeste's biological parents are. Who are they? Are you seriously focused on that now? It's far too important. It's my only bargaining chip. One last push. Answer the question, Pierce. Or I'll reveal this letter too. What was that? Somnia. What? What is this? A blue luminous vapor spilled into the room. It glittered with faint glints of magical light. As soon as it fell over me, I could feel my entire body becoming heavier. I started to slump over. My body was being pulled toward the ground. A sleep spell? Obtained evidence. Sleep. School. Conjuration. Incantation. Somnia. Gesture, an outstretched palm. Duration, while concentrating. Concentration, yes. Did they update it? Did they update the game? Because it didn't tell us everything before. The caster conjures a magical mist in the direction that they stretch their palm. This magical mist will travel up to 30 feet before dissipating. Any creature who inhales the mist will fall into a magical slumber. An affected creature will be awoken from their slumber if they are violently shaken or experience any sort of pain. I miscalculated. No, if they got here, that means... Celeste. I fought with everything I had to stay awake, but it was impossible. My eyes were closing on their own. It felt like my eyelids were being dragged down. I felt myself fade away, but I made one last desperate attempt to keep my eyes open. No. Beatrice? Obtained evidence. Beatrice's actions. I saw Beatrice Frege as I was losing consciousness. I only saw her for brief moments, so it could have been an illusion. Regardless, that meant she somehow entered the prayer room at 2:30 p.m. I was drifting in sleep, but I soon heard a voice echoing in the distance. Rian! Tyrion! What? Celeste? Tyrion, I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you. I should have never left you alone with him. Hey, it's okay. Tears were streaming down her face. I'd only ever seen her like this one other time. I held her head tightly against my chest. She was practically clinging to me, shuddering with each sob. I just stayed quiet and embraced her as she cried in relief. How long was I out? I scanned the room, realizing that there were other people here with us. Commander White was leading a group of knights. They all had their weapons drawn and were surrounding someone who was lying unconscious in the room with us. It was Steelwind! Commander, I understand your position, but there has to be another explanation.
Look, Your Majesty, I feel about this the same way you do, but it has to be a case of mage blight.
I looked around the room and saw a pool of blood at the end of one of those tables. There was even a chalk outlined around it already. A horrible realization came over me. Celeste? Where's Pierce? She just looked away from me. Tears welled up in her eyes again.
I don't know how to tell you this, kid, but he's dead.
What?
Honestly, consider yourself lucky you're in one piece. Whatever you're paying the mage girl, it's not enough.
But who? I looked at the knights who all had their weapons pointed at the prosecutor. You think Steelwind did this? It wasn't just Lord Pierce, Mr. Cuthbert. I also found the bodies of Lord Von Sanctus and Lady Sybil. All of us were attacked, and several members of the King's Guard have gone comatose.
I don't want to believe it, but several people saw Steelwind acting off at the scene of each of the murders.
We also found her unconscious here. Pierce's body was lying next to her. No, it wasn't her. I saw Beatrice before I passed out. She was the one who knocked us out. Beatrice!
What the hell is going on?
Suddenly, the knights surrounded Steel and began shouting. It looked like the prosecutor had regained consciousness. Arya rose limply, still half asleep. Her body was swaying, as if it were taking all her energy to sit upright. Her eyes slowly scanned the room, noticing the knights who were surrounding her with their weapons drawn. She then noticed the blood on the floor. Her eyes became wide. She quickly raised the palms of her hands. Her gloves were dirty and ripped. Commander White, you need to put me in a holding cell. It needs to be one with an anti-magic field.
What?
I'm not in control of my actions. We need to go now. What are you talking about? Now is not the time. Do it, Commander.
Right.
She laid down flat on the floor, placing her hands on her head. Even in her own arrest, she was taking the lead. I watched as the Inquisition placed a pair of manticles around her wrists. Manticles. We exchanged glances before she left the room. She just looked down, defeated. Damn it all. What happened? I know you have many questions, Mr. Cuthbert, but we should make sure that you're okay. Yeah, there's a necromancer in the nave! I still had no idea what happened while I was asleep, but I could still feel the weariness still holding my body. They both helped me up. I made a note of the current time. It was 3:12 p.m. Yep, okay, I guess we will find out what the hell happened and what's going on next time. Bye-bye!